Hey, hello, this is Bob Jackson. I'm your course instructor for SE 201 Integrative Science. You're enrolled in the online course that is taking place this fall. Okay, to tell you just a little bit about myself, I've been a teacher for a number of years. I was a high school teacher for 25 years at West Beagle High School here in Western Beagle County. After teaching at West Beagle High School, I spent 8 years at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, where I worked for the PRISM project, not prison, but PRISM project, where I worked with math and science teachers, K through 12, and did workshops for them, professional development workshops, showing them how to do predominantly different types of labs and science activities with their students, which my work was most predominantly took place in the summertime, and the rest of the year I spent getting the grants and the funds and so forth to do the summer programs. So I was there from 2013 till last summer, and then I joined the team here at St. Mary of the Woods College. Here at St. Mary's, I have a couple roles. I am the director of pre-college outreach, in which we do a Camp at the Woods program for high school students in the summertime that takes place in June. And then I am the professional advisor for all education majors here at the college, which most all of you have me as an advisor. Okay, and then I'm teaching the SE 201, SE 202, and then I'm teaching the Ed 115 course. So I really enjoy what I do as far as that goes. Okay, anyway, you can contact me at any point in time. I have my information on the about myself on the page here. Let me find it here real quick and show you. Instructor information here. Okay, I have my phone number here. I always give my cell phone number. I will update this and I'll put my office phone number on there as well. But certain times of day, it's better to call my cell. Times you leave a voicemail, and then I will get back with you. I take it pretty serious to keep contact with all my students and my advisees. Okay, so but here's information about me again. Where that was, I kind of went to it quick. If you go on modules, and then you come down underneath the welcome to class, you'll see instructor information. You can always go there to see how to get a hold of me. My phone number's there, and I will update the information on there. I just will do it as I'm talking. My office phone is 812-535-5291. Okay. So you can always contact me. Okay, now then, going back to the course here, I want to take you through and I want to give you just a really quick overview of where you're going to find all the materials for this course. I try to keep things organized. I try to keep things easy to find and simple. You will see I do have a syllabus on here. The syllabus is and should be pretty accurate. When you pull the syllabus up, I recommend that you actually download it. Some of the stuff kind of gets wanky on this, but if you go up here to download when you're downloading any of these Word documents, seems like they just look better and are more readable if you actually download them. But you'll see week by week, I do have a itinerary made up for the course through the 8 weeks. Some of the key things within the in the overall itinerary is the fact that each week you will have assignments. We will cover science content through the 8 weeks. You'll have the study questions, but then your main project each week is going to be building a digital notebook. Okay. And I don't intend for the digital notebook to be a bunch of work for nothing. I want you to go into my digital notebook with the mindset that you are going to build a resource of science materials that you can actually use as a teacher one day. If you'll keep your digital notebook, you're going to have resources in it for each of the different areas of science, ranging from the uh, from physical sciences like physics to some electricity stuff to heat and temperature and magnets and magnetism and then some basic chemistry type activities. But you will have in that, when you're done, you will have a digital notebook of resources that hopefully you'll keep track of, and you can keep it on a Google Drive or OneDrive or whatever you want. But it's something that you can go back to when you get to your student teaching, and also when you get to actual Java teaching, that you'll have a resource and materials built that you can use. Okay, that's my overall goal with it. Of course, I'm going to give you a grade for it, and it's going to be a good portion of your grade is going to be on digital notebooks. You're going to have a few exams. Okay, I do not have a final exam. I do not give a final. You will have an exam over the science content covered every 2 weeks. So you see at the end of week 2, at the end of week 4, you'll see the exam. Okay, they are not comprehensive other than what was covered for the 2 weeks that it covers. Okay, so like the exam for the first 2 weeks, it covers those first 2 weeks. Exam 2 doesn't have stuff back here from the first 2 weeks. Okay, so they are not comprehensive in nature. This cover the content we covered over those 2 weeks. Okay, and that way I can feel good about the fact that I held you accountable for learning that content through to that point. Okay, the exams will be online. The exams will be posted for at least 24 hours. Once you start on the exams, they will be timed. Typically I'll give 60 minutes. Okay, you won't be able to go back on your questions. But once you start the exam, you have to be committed and do it in the time period you got. Okay, and I have all my assignments, including the exams, due on Sunday nights at midnight. That way you get an entire full 7 days each week to do your work. Okay, now then, I will tell you if you turn your work in early, except for the exams, if you turn in assignments and digital notebooks and so forth early, I give feedback. And if you want a better grade and you can get it in by the deadline on the Sunday night that's coming up, you can redo the assignments. Okay, so it does benefit you to turn your stuff in early to me, because if you don't get the grade that you want, then you'll get a second chance on any and all assignments and even the digital notebooks. I don't do that on the exams. The exams are one and done. Okay. But all assignments will be due on Sunday nights at midnight. But you'll see, it will start week 1, which we go into some basic science skills, which is mainly measurement and conversion to units. And then week 2, we roll into some basic physics and Newton's laws. And then you'll take an exam that week that'll cover those 2 weeks. And then you go to 3 and 4, where we'll go into some more physics concepts and get into a little bit of basic electricity. All of the content I cover as well is at the or is in elementary standards, because greatest majority of you are K through 6 or P3 majors. Okay, but I do make sure to the content. So like, I'm not expecting you to do thermodynamics chemistry that they barely do in high school. or physics that is quantum mechanics and stuff like that that's out of the realm of elementary. I do try to keep it at the level that you will be teaching. Okay, and particularly when you go to building the resources in your digital notebooks, you're going to keep those at the elementary level, okay, that you can use actually with your students. Okay, so back up on the itinerary just a little bit, the stuff I jumped across. If you take a look on the itinerary, my information's at the top. There's program learning outcomes and objectives for the course. I'll put on the syllabus. The most important part, which I've already kind of shown in the itinerary, if you come down to after you see where the actual course itinerary is, I give kind of what I've talked, weekly coursework, and tell you kind of how to do things and on the due dates. Late work, for the most part, I don't accept late work. But if you have issues going on in your life and things just happen, you'll just have to you'll have to communicate with me. Okay, but for the most part, I don't accept late work unless there's a really good reason. Okay, and then I have my grading scale, and that's a part I want to be sure to show you. It's also on the course itself. You can find it on Canvas, but here's my grading scale. And then above it, you will see, which is down here at this page, I show the weekly assignments. This can change because at times I will change the assignments a little bit. So study questions, rather than being 20 of them, it can change. And I cut some out at times and so forth. So these point values on these assignments here can change. The digital notebooks won't. Okay. You're going to have 7 of those to do, and they're going to be 50 points each. Okay. And then the exams are each worth 100. Okay. So the total, I do grade on total points, and it'll be a percentage of the total points that the grading scale's on. Okay. So that's kind of the itinerary. Okay. Now then, whoops. If we go back to the course, I'll kind of walk you through and show you on the course itself where you find everything. This that you're watching, of course, is a welcome video. I hit the instructor information for all your online courses. I think any of you have taken courses before realize that you need to take the attendance quiz. That's just kind of a policy here at St. Mary of the Woods College, and that actually activates you into a course with your first event, what they'll call a engagement event on the course. And it shows that you've done something. So like students that haven't done that and haven't done anything end up administratively withdrawn from a course. So you want to be sure and do that right off. Okay. I said during the course you're going to do digital notebooks. So one of the things you ought to do pretty quickly in the course is take a look at this video. It's one of the better ones, better than me. She presents much better than me. But this video I've used for a few years now. And some of you may already know how to do digital notebooks. But this video does a really decent job of showing you how to set up a digital notebook. You can use Google Slides, but you can also use PowerPoint. Okay. And there are some other slideshow programs out there. Those are kind of predominant too. You can use whichever ones you want. I just ask that it be personalized to you, and you are not buying them off teachers pay teachers or whatever. And by some of the guidelines and the way they're set up, I can tell because they wouldn't be set up the way I want them set up. So anyway, you'll want to watch this because it kind of gives you some tips and tricks on how to do it. The digital notebooks are essentially a PowerPoint, but they're much more powerful than a PowerPoint, particularly the way they're organized and they're not really made to do as a presentation. Rather, they are a digital notebook of resources. Okay, and you're using PowerPoint or Google Slides to do it, to organize it. Okay, then you're just going to go through each week. You're going to go to week 1, and you'll see on each and every one of my modules, they're all set up the very same way. Okay, you're going to first go to the overview and to-do list. You'll see on there where I have exactly what you're to do. Okay, and then in week 1, you're going to introduce yourself in a discussion forum. You're going to read this, and if you'll see, which I didn't mention, you didn't have to buy. I don't like making my students buy textbooks because I think it's crazy anymore, the prices on them. So I use free open source textbooks. And so I will provide the links on all your assignments right here to the OpenStax resource that I use. Okay, so when you click on these, you'll see that it goes to the resource slowly but surely. OpenStax is LibreText, OpenStax owned LibreText. Okay, and then you're going to be shown on the actual assignment which ones of these modules you're going to go in this digital textbook, because that's what this is a digital textbook, science textbook. Okay. Now then, so you'll see that on the assignments, and I tell you right down, do the study questions, and then do a digital notebook for week 1, and you're going to submit everything online. Okay. So now then, when you go down through, you're going to see that I put much more on my course than you necessarily have to use. Okay, I will have on every one of them my PowerPoint that I made. Okay, I'll have the actual PowerPoint there. Okay, and I recommend that you open up, not put it on, watch it on here because they just don't look well. Actually, open them up and view them as a PowerPoint. Okay, these are mine. They're personally made up by me, and they're easy to read. You can pull information off of them to use for your digital notebooks. Please don't just straight out copy my PowerPoint and put it in your digital notebooks. So you can pull information off of them for your digital notebooks. Okay, but you'll want to view each one of my PowerPoints. If you prefer, I have made up for each one of my PowerPoints a video lesson of them where I am presenting them and can add more to it by the way I talk it. So you have the straight out PowerPoint, you'll have here where you'll go to me presenting that PowerPoint. Okay, and that's up to you if you want to watch that, and some do like to watch it because hearing it is better for some. And then you'll see I will add other resources underneath. Now these I don't require that you watch or do or what have you, but these are help. Like in week 1, you're going to get into doing metric conversion problems and unit conversion problems. So these are resources here from these folks. You'll see I label them that are showing you how to do it, and it's someone other than me. So if you didn't understand how I explained it, you can go to Tyler DeWitt and see how Tyler DeWitt explains how to do density problems. Okay, and it just gives you different points of view. I call this blended learning for, since you guys are becoming teachers, is you don't just get one teacher's way of teaching things. If you got an online course, you put on that course some different options. Okay, because there's some other people who may teach that better than Bob Jackson. Okay, so those are up to you to watch. Okay, then under weekly activities are going to be your actual assignments. Okay, so like this is week 1, so you see it's week 1 discussion forum. You're going to introduce yourself. You're going to do study questions. There are going to be study questions on each week in each module. Okay, and it shows you the point values there. You're going to put them here. You can download them as a Word document. You can do them. I don't care if you write them out. If you want to write them out, you can write them out. If you do them on another Word document, then you can submit them as a file. Okay. But I do want them submitted online. I don't take emails, assignments on emails. And then the digital notebook. Okay. And on the digital notebooks, when you open this up, I do tell you how to go about it here, but you're going to get much more information by going to this digital notebooks, how to do. This is the same link as the link that I showed you earlier. Okay. So, those are the assignments. Okay. Then under that, you're building your digital notebook. I'm recommending some labs and things here that you can use these and put links in your digital notebook. Okay, for them. So if you want to compare densities of different liquids, these are all labs that can be done with elementary students. And if you open them up, you'll see what's in them. And again, I recommend you download them rather than looking at them there if you're actually going to use them. Okay, then that's an actual lab activity. This is actually more than one activity on this, that you could actually put links for this into your digital notebook. Okay, and this would be a resource for where you could do this lab with your students one day. Okay, so you can use some of mine, but I want you getting some of yours too. I don't want to see your digital notebooks just with what I give you, but I at least give you some. Okay, and then you'll see at the end of each module a wrap up and looking ahead. So if you look here, this will tell you exactly what you should have done, what you should have turned in, and then it tells you what we're going to go on to the next week. Okay, so that's where I try to have my course organized. Okay, and then we just move through the weeks. So week 2 is going to be motion, forces, energy, work, and power, and the same thing. Go to overview and to-do list, and then you'll see your weekly activities to do here. You will see under some of them, like you got my PowerPoint, but then you have other options. Like I love Crash Course Kids, good stuff, particularly used with younger children. And a learning junction. It's the same content I'm presenting in different forms, okay, that can help you with your learning to answer the study questions, okay, and the problems on the study questions, okay. Now then, you'll see on week 2, there's more than one set of study questions. A couple of the modules I just separate them because they're actually 2 different chapters. Okay, so this is motion, forces, work, energy, and power. So there are 2 separate assignments. Okay, and then I have typically in the weeks, and I don't think absolutely every week, but I try to put a digital or not digital, a discussion forum in each week for you to just discuss something. It's not going to be in depth. You'll see they're not going to be worth a bunch of points. But then at the end of week 2, you have an exam. Okay, and just like on the other one, I have recommended hands-on labs that go with this content. This is where you can start getting ideas of what to put in your digital notebook. Okay, and then wrap up and looking ahead on each one of them. And you'll see all the way through the course. Okay, so it's the same setup, no final exam. You will have an exam every 2 weeks through the 8 weeks. Okay. That's kind of it. As you move through the course, if you have questions or concerns, you can always contact me. Okay, so that's kind of a wrap with this. I wish you the best, and I look forward to working with you.